Streamers like Kirsche, Leaflit, MommaOcco, HeroHei, RevSaysDesu, and others can avoid legal liability by saying any of the harassment or slander done on their behalf aren't what they actually wanted, even though that claim is facetious. Streamers who sit in a deeper layer may have edgier, more openly hateful content, while still hiding behind the defense of calling it jokes.
In today's video, I'm going over an article that was written with the intent to smear Kirsche, who's been the VTuber of comment as of recent, by trying to compare her to real-life Nazis that are trying to allegedly use the court system to silence opposition to them. However, what's really hilarious to me is halfway through the article, yours truly gets a mention, being compared with Kirsche, RevSaysDesu, HeroHei, and Leaflit as people who secretly wish for harassment to happen. I think it will sadly bear repeating, but do not harass anyone I or these other creators choose to talk about or make fun of. You will be banned, and I will not be sorry. Anyway, with that out of the way, thank you for watching, and enjoy the video. Obviously, recently, Kirsche has been going through this life ruination attempt that people are doing on her. Sorry, I'm turning down my fan. And
I do remember that.
Did
we ever get confirmation on whether there was a second wave of articles or whatever?
There was like there's been like sparse articles here and there. So the timeline is the first set of articles by Anna Valens and Vice Media come out. Kirsche says, "Fuck off or I'm suing you," and then they fuck off. And then like some other people write some articles as well. There was an article by like this sport website that like wrote about her, and some people feel like that it was ghost written by Anna Valens or something like that. Nothing confirmed, but some people feel like it kind of like felt like Anna Valens was helping out with it or whatever.
Like the amount of self-sucking.
Pretty much.
I mean,
pretty much.
Fair, but I feel like all the insane lefties kind of sound the same after a certain point, you know?
This is true. This is just kind of like what I've heard some people say. So like, it is what it is. Then there is this article that I'm not going to read the entire thing because I feel like it's dumb, but we're going to read just a little bit of it because like, it's really insane the kind of like logical leap these people are trying to do. But before I like read it, I do have to tell you, chat, that my some people have said that my literal Who armor has been melting off. My literal Who armor has been gone for about a year now. I think a lot of people forget that because Under the Tea is something that upsets so many people in so many ways. I have been known in the VTuber sphere for quite a while now. So at least in the VTuber sphere, everybody knows my name for the most part, either for good or bad.
It's funny you mentioned because I was actually, I was just saying I was actually listening to a HeroHei video earlier, and you guys got a mention in there.
I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
Once you did the Kirsche document was when you blew up.
Well, that was when I kind of like expanded outside of just like the small area I was in. But like, I would say that being part of Under the Tea really skyrocketed me because as Under the Tea has talked about sensitive topics in the VTuber sphere, a lot of people have like already known who we are. Like there's a lot of prominent VTubers that I know for a fact know who we are. And there's a lot of VTubers who I'm not going to reveal because they would prefer to be quiet, that have told me that they know who I am and they agree with me. So I feel like for the most part, I am already kind of in the stratosphere. But like, so I was mentioned in this article. I was mentioned in this article called Texas Terror Part 3 Patriot Front. It is all about Nazis, modern day Nazis that, now I don't know very much about these people, but the insinuation that the article makes is talking about these Nazis in Texas and how life for LGBTQ plus people is dangerous. And one of the things that's really insane that ends up happening is they talk about these Patriot Front people. They talk about the Proud Boys. They talk about these Nazi movements. And then like halfway through the article, they decide to switch up and talk about Kirsche because Kirsche is like the big thing to talk about for these hyper left leaning individuals. Like literally the paragraph before talks about Patriot Front using the court system to track down their enemies and intimidate them. Then literally in the next paragraph, it talks about how Kirsche is silencing, quote unquote, silencing her opposition by threatening to sue Anna Valens and Vice Media. So they literally make the logical leap of these
how
people.
Dare you fight back?
Exactly. They make the leap of these people are Nazis and they are censoring the opposition by suing them. And then they jump down to, by the way, here's Kirsche. We also think that they are a Nazi because they push the great replacement theory and show support for Shiloh Hendricks, and because they have also threatened to sue Vice Media we also think that they are comparable, which is incredibly, horribly insane and delusional to think, in my personal opinion. The logical leap there is really insane. The fact that people think that Kirsche is some right wing VTuber is funny. One, because she's a woman, and in my personal opinion, women kind of have a hard time to jump all the way over to being quote unquote right leaning. I think most women in their lives are more center, either leaning right or left, or have values from both sides. Just from my personal experience. And Kirsche definitely strikes me as somebody that is more center-leaning, but has some right and maybe some left-leaning ideals. I don't know what the left ones would be, but I know that she kind of has, she definitely has some more right-leaning ideals. And I'm sure that if you ask her about it, she would tell you. But anyway. Sorry, go ahead.
The thing the thing that caught me though was that bit where they tried to pin like believing in replacement theory on her based on that one thing she said about the lady who had the GoFundMe or whatever.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't really pay attention to that clip that they were bringing up, but like people try and say that like she believes in conspiracy theories. And because it's politics, I really don't comment on politics, but like she pointed out how basically what she said was rooted in what like politicians were saying. And again, I'm not going to get into it, but it's just like people think that she is a Nazi because she believes in all that stuff.
Because what she did is essentially just acknowledge that like the whole thing with that lady's like GoFundMe and it making essentially as much as that one black kid that stabbed the other kid to death or whatever, right? Yeah. It was essentially like what she was just saying is like, oh, I can see like how we got to this point. Like this is like a fucking a bounce back from all this shit that like people have been forced to endure up until this point. And it's essentially people just kind of getting so sick of it that they want to retaliate in some way, and they somehow extrapolated this into her like believing in replacement theory. I'm like, what the fuck kind of leap did you just make here?
No, yeah,
all she's doing is acknowledging what's like going on in America right now.
No, yeah, like, and the thing that's really insane, and one chatter kind of brought it up that being a VTuber kind of like disregards you from the alt-right, because the alt-right is, well, like the very, very far alt-right and the more Nazi-leaning individuals, they would hate VTubers, especially people like Kirsche, especially people like me. I definitely know I'm too fruity probably for the alt-right, so I wouldn't fit into it. But like these people try to push that she is very extremely alt-right and a Nazi, which is obviously untrue, and I don't believe that. But they go through kind of like a small timeline, and in my opinion, in a very disingenuous way, talking about how Kirsche is quote unquote silencing the opposition when that's not true. Kirsche is asking people to not lie about her, and she is threatening lawsuits. I actually learned this. I thought she had sent a cease and desist to Vice Media. Apparently, she didn't send a cease and desist. She sent a very nice letter, basically what the Google Doc that she put out was, and said, fuck off or I will send you a cease and desist. And then they fucked off and she didn't have to send a cease and desist. But the thing that I really want to focus on, and the reason why I find this incredibly hilarious, is they talk about her with harassment and death threats. And they talk about how her fans harass and give death threats, which I don't really believe. And I'll go into why I don't really believe that in a moment.
I mean, even if they did, it's just getting to that bullshit of like blame the creator for what their fans do, as if the creator has any control over any of the people that decide to watch them. Like that's horse shit.
No, yes.
And we know that if somebody were trying to use that shit against them or one of the creators they like, that they probably say the same thing I'm saying right now. It's like, that's horse shit. Makes no sense. You can't blame them for what their people do. That's out of their hands, etc. He's like, yeah, of course it is, because we don't have the ability to just mind control the people who follow us. Yes. That's not how this shit works.
Yeah, I was actually going to talk about that. Yeah. But like the thing that really bothers me is there's multiple different factors to this. I know for a fact, number one, that if Kirsche sees you bullying or going after these people, she's banning you. And the only reason why I know that is because back in July, when I was talking about the Google Doc and everything that was going on, her mods told me specifically, and I think even she told me specifically, if you see people from my fan base doing anything, going after anybody around you or whatever, because there was a lot of drama related around that, tell me, they will be banned. And Kirsche takes that. One, I take that extremely seriously, and two, Kirsche takes that extremely seriously. So again, I will reiterate before reading this next post here. If you harass the people on Twitter or in any of these spaces and I catch wind of it, you are banned. I have not had to do it yet, but if I receive evidence of it, the pictorial evidence, you are banned. All right, I just want to make sure that that's out there for everybody on the internet to hear, because it's extremely important for me to emphasize that, because for some reason these people don't think that that's actually what I want. So this
Y'all
next
better watch yourselves, chat.
exactly this next paragraph.
Keep an eye out for that bullshit.
Exactly. This next paragraph here, admittedly, is like the second article that I have kind of been included in. The first one mentioned mostly just under the T, but this is the first time I have actually been actually named as an entity by these individuals on the internet. This article said, actually, you know what? Instead of me reading it, I'm going to let Kirsche read it, because Kirsche reads it out loud. And the fact that this exists, as I say on Twitter, it's really not lost on me how silly this is. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure you guys can hear this. Okay, you should be able to hear this.
This is most common on the outer layers of the radicalization onion, as Innuendo Studios describes it.
Now, I have to say, excuse me, I have to say, I don't understand what a radicalization onion is. I guess Innuendo Studios is like a publication that talks about stuff, and radicalization onion is like a thing that they talk about. It took me a while to kind of understand. When I first heard this, I was at work. So, you know, when I'm at work, it's very easy for me to visualize things while I'm at work, because I'm working with my hands and my mind just goes in all over the place. So the only way I can imagine this is a radicalization onion is like a bunch of different, is like a bullseye. You need to imagine it like a multi-layered bullseye. And there's multiple layers to the bigotry that they're trying to...
Well,
my apologies.
What you're failing to understand here, Occo, is that center-right leaning VTubers are like ogres, you see, and ogres are like onions, you see.
Exactly. See, that's legitimately, that is the joke that Kirsche is about to make.
Okay, all right. Studios are, but also radicalization is like onions. So apparently, we're all just Shrek at this point.
There we go. Exactly. See, exactly. We are all just like Shrek. Radicalization, yes, chat. Radicalization onion. All right, I need you to imagine, chat. You're imagining the layers of an onion. Don't imagine Shrek. I know you're all doing that right now. Don't do that. But you need to imagine a giant onion cut in half, and there's layers. All right, and I'm in the outer layer. I'm the first layer.
I see. Kirsche, Leaflit, MommaOcco,
and there's my name. I get mentioned in this, like literally.
Government. Damn.
I get mentioned.
RevSaysDesu and others can avoid legal liability by saying any of the harassment or slander done on their behalf aren't what they actually wanted, even though that claim is facetious. Streamers who sit in a deeper layer may have edgier, more openly hateful content, while still hiding behind the defense of calling it jokes. It's because you could usually tell when a joke has a punchline and a joke isn't actually a joke. It's you just saying you want someone dead and broke. And there's no punchline.
Exactly. So, okay. So, like, the thing that really bothers me about this is these people... Actually, no, I'm not going to play the music. These people that are writing all these articles are now starting to say, chat, that when I come out here and say don't harass people or you're banned, they think that's just a joke. They just think that's a gaffe, and that I'm saying that, but secretly what I want is for you to go harass these people off the internet, and secretly I want them dead. That's not true. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, front and center to the entire internet, that's not true. I've said it multiple times. I will say it again, and I will say it in the future. All right, I am allowed to make fun of people. Whoever the fuck wrote this article, I'm going to make fun of them till the end of time, because they wrote a dumbass article trying to compare Kirsche to Nazis, and by me being put in here, I guess myself as well. But like, bro, that's not the case.
No, Occo, I can tell you're totally doing the meme where the guy says never cook again, but he's holding up the piece of paper that says I kind of agree though. That's what you're doing, Occo. I can tell. You're just trying to trick me.
No, absolutely not.
You racist Nazi motherfucker.
But it's
just... I can't believe you invited me on without telling me about your Ku Klux bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
But how much for a membership though? Just out of curiosity.
We'll make it $6,900.
Oh damn.
But anyway, it's really funny. It's really funny to be like put on the same, like literally, chat, as somebody that is sub 14,000 subscribers. All right, I am just slightly bigger than some of the smaller creators I follow myself on my personal account. I am like nowhere in the stratosphere. All right, but for some reason I get to be put on the same pedestal as Kirsche, Leaflit, HeroHei, and RevSaysDesu. All right, all creators that I really like, especially Leaflit. Leaflit does fantastic work. Some of her stuff is really good. I saw that she's working on a game, but it's just like I am put on the same pedestal of bigotry, if there is bigotry to begin with, which I don't think there is, as all of these other people.
We don't mind the free advertising, no, right? I mean, shit.
I just don't get it.
People see your name next to all their names. They'll get curious. They'll come check out the channel. They'll see your base. They'll follow, and there you go.
I just can't believe it. Man.
Total chud victory, as our bald friend would say. As the Roach King would say, total chud victory. There you go. And you didn't even have to do anything.
Exactly.
Right? You're on that fucking Steam strategy. Right? Like, you just sit there and win.
Like, chat, this is like, here's the thing that like, because like when I first saw that this initially, one, I was kind of like, ooh, that's not good that people are trying to call me that. So I did make a post. On Twitter, basically denouncing the statement, saying that it's potentially defamable. And then I also say that it's very funny that they are conflating 5 creators, all right, a couple of which who are way bigger than me, as Nazis, all right, and I have to put it out there, all right, I am not a Nazi, and I legit like listen, I am not a Nazi.
No, not that. I was looking at the super chat.
Oh. I'll replay that. We'll replay that later. But it's just like I have to come out and say, chat, I'm not a Nazi. I'm pretty sure if I met a real Nazi today, they would probably hate me because the ideals of being an Aryan man are definitely not the ideals that I can live up to. All right, I have my own personal journey I'm working on that bulk. I'm working on making myself a more healthy person. But along with that, I don't mind like dating or marrying people that might be outside of the Aryan ideals. So I'm not fucking a Nazi.
Now I know you're full of shit. Because working out is misogynist, all
right?
My gosh. Misogyny is right next to Nazism, all right? So I know that you're full of shit. Fucking working out, proving yourself. Fuck that. Goddamn fascist.
Exactly. What sort of Nazi uses a tan VTuber model? Exactly. But it's just like
bitch, breathe air and drink water too, asshole.
Oh fuck, you got me there. I might need to stop now. I practically live in it. But it doesn't really bother me. It bothered me for a brief moment when I was listening to this work because I was working. One of my friends was like, "Hey, you need to hear this," and then they sent me the Kirsche clip. And I was like, oh boy, what's this? And then Kirsche just mentions me point blank in an article when talking about other people that we are apparently like secretly wanting to bully together. We are like a secret cabal of bullies that want to harass people off the internet. And it's just like,
I mean, because here's the funniest thing about this, right, is that with the whole Kirsche situation and Valence specifically, this is like a situation in which you're just walking down the street, doing your thing in broad daylight, plenty of people around, with like shit tons of witnesses. And somebody just runs up and punches you in the face, right? Mm-hmm. And then you decide to swing back because obviously, and then you knock them down, and all of a sudden they start like crying and pissing themselves, saying that you brutally attacked them when everyone just saw them punch you in the face first, right? Like that's essentially what this shit is. Like, what are we doing here?
No, yeah, for sure.
This is nonsense.
For sure. But it's just like it's funny to me. I mean, like, because like I dream of free advertising. Like listen. In a society where advertising and throwing your name out there, listen, I have debated like paying for advertising on Twitter because I desperately would like to push myself a little bit more on Twitter because I enjoy the platform. I don't really feel like I can afford to push myself out there. So this kind of free advertising, where you are putting me next to Kirsche, Leaflit, HeroHei, and RevSaysDesu. Thank you. Guess what? I am now mentioned in these people's lives. And now now people are going to find me because I'm in a HeroHei video, because I'm in a RevSaysDesu video. I am right next to this motherfucker. It's just like you got like this is free advertising I could dream of.
Here's the thing, Occo. There's an ancient wisdom that we observe in times like this. All right, you ready for this? Mm-hmm. It goes like this. We take those. That's it. we take those.
We take those, yes.
We take those.
We
there
take
you go.
those.
That's all you gotta shit, that's all you gotta say.
Okay, I'm gonna have to censor that in the video. But don't call me a Nazi. Listen, don't call me a Nazi because that is legitimately potentially defamable because you have no proof. You have no proof that I'm a Nazi. And if you ruin opportunities for me, potential opportunities for me, I'm going to sick the elf lawyer on you. So fuck off.
Right. So just let chat just lay in the cut. I'm working on the content cop, MommaOcco. Like wait until it comes out. Get everything you need. But for now, just lay in the cut. All right.
There we go. Take the dub and walk away. Oh yeah. No, yeah, like legitimately, I'm just like, I don't know, I find it funny. All these people that are trying to do canceling and then just do cry bullying when it's not going their way, it's just like, you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get what you want. Because we are not in the, Kirsche said we're not in the 2018 era of canceling people anymore. That doesn't really work anymore. And I agree, that doesn't really work anymore. I think if you were a sensible, normal human being, like most of the people, well, not most, like all of the people that were mentioned in this, all right? I think that all 5 of us are normal, well-adjusted individuals who can go out, who can be normal people, can come home and then laugh at you on the internet. All right. I think we're going to be just fine. And it's the people that are extremely stupid that make, that like are, I forgot about this. This was something I was going to bring up recently, but there was like a person, this is actually what made me sign up for Advanced GG. There was a VTuber who decided to be extremely rude and make a bunch of racist jokes against white people, and Advanced GG was like, yeah, we're dropping you. We're dropping you. And I was like, you know what? Advanced GG, that's pretty cool of you. If you can like, because they like support all creators as long as they're not racist. I was like, you know what? I'm not racist. I can tap that.
That's the that's like the fucking gamer energy drink.
Yeah, they're like
guys, right?
they're like gamer subs.
Yeah, I'm like considering, right? Because like I feel like I could use more energy. I've been feeling a little low energy lately. It's like, should I try one of these guys, the gamer subs or the Advanced GG or any of these fuckers? Like, should I give it a shot?
Well, I will tell you that if you are interested in trying with a discount, you can use MommaOcco 10 on Advanced GG. I can give you the link so that you can get that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I would probably look into that. But out of curiosity, have you actually like tried any of their shit? Like, can you make a recommendation on a flavor or anything?
I have not. Well, so I just ordered it, so I'm working on it. But I'm gonna say that anything in the focus field is probably good. Here's what I'll tell you what to do. Wait until I get it. It should be here in a couple days, and then I'll tell you what I think. All right.
Gotcha. All right.
Oh, excuse me.
I'll keep a lookout in the DMs for the review.
But yeah, it's just like thanks, I guess, for mentioning me. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to continue work. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to take it. I'm going to work it. I'm going to show everybody how much of a Nazi I'm not. I'm all in shambles. Yeah, that's right. I'm all in shambles because Amal's trying to... No. Amalgamate's funny. You should follow her. She did a cover of... she did a cover of Kanye West.
Oh, fuck. I need to actually message her.
Yeah,
I was talking to her about being on the OCP. So.
Oh yeah, you definitely need to get her on. But like, I don't know, she's kind of funny.
No, she's great.
She's a little unhinged sometimes, but you know what? All women are a little unhinged sometimes. But you know, that's okay.
Well, you would know, wouldn't you, MommaOcco?
Exactly.